been numerous incidents of inexplicable violence reported throughout the area.
Break out those syringes. We're gonna need a lot of them. Move, nurse!
What's going on here?
Murders. People are eating each other.
Never before in history have the masses forgone all comfort so that the spirit of genius might thrive and seek the golden key to a new time of plenty in the fertile field of minority privilege. And now, my children, once more, I give you what you want.
Good evening and welcome once again to Saturday Night Frights with me, special guest and friend of the show, Freak Show.
You gotta introduce me? I thought everybody knew me. I am the Deacon of Darkness, the posthumous pimp. Freak Show from Bordello of Horror.
The ghoul who is a tool.
This guy thinks he's funny, doesn't he? Yeah, Bordello of Horror. We used to be on right after Saturday Night Frights from 1 to 3 a.m. on WYOU, and I think we'll be back there shortly.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So, 4 hours of the best programming on television that you're likely to see.
That's right. Elvira ain't got nothing on us, baby.
Well, actually, she's got.
Well, yeah.
But
I think everybody knows that.
Yeah. We're talking about.
The more the merrier.
Come on in, folks. Come on in.
The graveyards around here empty. It's very merry tonight.
What did I tell you? Don't interrupt us again, okay?
Yeah, give him a bit of smack.
No, I don't want to do that.
Yeah. No, I totally lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah, talking about a fire.
Train wreck of thought, I think.
Yeah, train wreck of thought. It's me we're talking about.
So anyway, we're at Ravenworks in the Westgate Mall in Madison, Wisconsin. And this is a wonderful business. Ravenworks.
Ravenworks.
She deals in, well, you see all sorts of creepy stuff. She deals in Renaissance clothing. And
why don't we hit pause and then we'll do a quick tour of the store.
All right, that'll work.
Yeah, besides, that'll burn up.
Ravenworks in the Westgate Mall, Madison, Wisconsin. You can find all sorts of beautiful and extravagant and some kind of crazy things. You got these little miniature catapults here. That'd be great for shooting eyeballs at people or something.
Oh yeah, I've actually got this book on how to build a catapult. Actually, I think 10 or 15 different designs, which honestly, most of them are kind of tiny, but there are a couple that were pretty good. And between my brother and I, he's going to school for engineering. And we both know how to build stuff. He built a tiki bar that was only supposed to last one day, and we're going into like the third year of its use.
Hey, check these out. You got all sorts of little guns over here.
Steampunk firearms. See if we can get a good close-up. A little odd with the glass. But, there's a good one. That Gatling pistol. And of course, one thing that Raven has,
what are these?
A lot of
shoes.
Swords.
She's got a lot of shoes, too.
Shoes?
These could be blue suede shoes, or sensible shoes, the kinds that bring me back to you.
No, I wear combat boots.
Oh, all right. Never mind about that, then.
Those aren't really suede, though. Other than lace.
Yeah, she does have a lot of swords laying around here.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of swords, a lot of great Renaissance gear.
Yeah, that'd be... All you need, the only thing missing are the turkey legs.
This is kind of my personal favorite right here. Yeah, all right. Enough of that.
Okay. Oh, you don't want to go over to the Wild West?
The Wild West. Come on down.
Yes, Wild West with wooden swords. Yeah, cowboy hats.
Cowboy hats. So if we were doing Jesse James meets Frankenstein's daughter, we'd probably be shooting right here.
Yeah. Or Billy... Billy the Kid meets Dracula. I don't know. That's not bad.
Not bad.
I try to tell with the sepia,
Of course, you got your guns, your holsters, all sorts of swords everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful book selection.
Yep, and actually the top two shelves are half price. That's what you told me the other day. That is, that's the ancient world. No, like Greece or Rome. You can tell. Look at if you look at the hemline, see if we can get a good close-up shot there. See, it's a Greek-style pattern. I know this because of the toga my mom had that was left over when she was in college. That was a Halloween costume for me one year.
I think I met your mom at a toga party once. We won't get into that.
Was it back in the 60s?
Yes, it was.
And then
You find all sorts of great stuff around here at Ravenworks.
Yep,
I think I remember this guy. he was kind of tasty.
oh, brother.
Oh, did you get a shot of that up there? Look at that! Look at the dragons.
Oh, dragons.
Those are awesome.
Yep. Hang on, if we can get a good close up here. All right. We're back, and now we have Raven of Ravenworks. So, are you gonna? How did the whole Ravenworks concept start?
Okay, about 4.5 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
I decided I wanted to learn to sew. Okay, so I had a friend who came to visit me from Indianapolis, and she spent 2 weeks with me, and that's all we did was sew.
Oh, okay.
For 2 weeks, and I learned in 2 weeks, because you can't learn everything in 2 weeks. I learned how to make a cloak. Right?
Okay.
Well, as is the case with me with everything, I got a little overzealous. Next thing I knew, I had 50 cloaks. I was selling cloaks like crazy. So, but my poor partner said to me, could you do something with the cloaks? So I started looking around for a venue, and I came here. And the front of my store, there's the very, very first 8 feet was all the store I had when I started.
Oh, really?
8 feet by 24 feet. That was it. And then they moved me down the hall, and then they moved me up the hall, and here 4 years later I am with this huge store, and I love it. Absolutely love it.
And if people aren't familiar, Ravenworks is in the Westgate Mall. What's the address here?
It's 436 Westgate Mall,
Whitney Way. South Whitney Way.
And we are an historical clothier. One of the things I learned really, really, really fast is don't do costumes, do clothes. Because everybody wants something that they can wear to the Ren Fair, and then they want to wear part of it next year. But if it falls apart, first of all, they don't come back to you.
Yeah.
And secondly, how can they wear it next year? So I have clothes, and you can wear it for 10 years if you want to.
What was it? What's your marker on the front? It says, or the ad? It says something like clothing for the well-dressed time traveler.
Clothing to the well-dressed time traveler. We do that, and with the Discworld convention that's coming up, we have all these really cool Discworld clothes that we're actually starting to carry just for that convention, which is really, really fun. We made a whole bunch of
Well, actually, hang on. Let
robes.
me go over here. Okay, so we got wizard robes,
Yep.
and we'll just swing
We have wizard
over.
robes, and we have Susan, who is, if you know anything about that,
I've
she's
only-
Death's granddaughter.
I've only read
Really?
like a few of the short stories here and there.
Death's
Go.
granddaughter. And this is Death.
Yes, he's been.
Think that working your fingers to the bow is just a figure of speech?
He always has something to say.
Yeah, we've been interacting with him all day.
We have our dwarf over here. And normally he would have armor, but the armor has not come in. I'm waiting for the armor.
Okay, there's our dwarf.
And we have, this is Granny
No, I'm over
Weatherwax's.
here.
No, you're not the dwarf. This is for Granny Weatherwax. That's her outfit. And Granny Weatherwax is a really good-looking older woman who wishes she was ugly with the nose and the wart. Didn't get there. She's actually not green. No,
And there we have a mannequin head,
very attractive.
which with a jester's hat, which
Yep.
I believe that mannequin model is Jacques Bearded.
That would be the jock bearded, yes.
Or-
And the jester hat is for the fool, the fool who becomes king. And there's just all
I think it's
sorts
a
of
it's a
fun
requirement. That's a
characters.
requirement for kings these days to be
It
fool
is
first.
indeed. It is indeed.
Oh, and look,
And that's
head fool, head king.
the veterinary, who is the head honcho of Ankh Morpork. And we have all sorts of different wizards. We have red wizards and purple wizards and brown wizards.
Thayin,
and
the
black
Red Wizards of Thay.
And we even have the Count.
Oh, hang on,
who
gotta
is
rotate.
one of my all-time favorites. Of course,
That is great.
yes, he's actually Bella's brother, the Count. You know.
Yeah, there's a good shot.
He's your very traditional vampire guy. And this is a really cool outfit. That is a tailcoat. That's a really good tuxedo. So whoever gets that gets a double bang for their buck. 'Cause they get a beautiful tuxedo, and they get a great vampire costume.
Ah,
And it comes with fangs as well.
oh, comes with fangs.
Indeed.
That's all. Ooh,
I have everything you can possibly imagine. We have wizard hats that light up, and we have jester hats that light up and have bells, and just you name it, we've got it. All
familiars.
kinds of fun things.
Familiars.
Familiars. Actually, the familiars are on order.
Oh!
We have.
Damn! I thought I might have had you there.
No. I have a number of shoulder dragons that are on their way. Yeah.
I think the first time I'd seen those was at DragonCon a few years ago. There was this big, huge booth with these little dragons and shoulders and monkeys and stuff.
Yeah, I love them. They're just darling. These are made by a company called Douglas, and they make beautiful dragons. And they're not technically made for shoulder wear. We're going to adjust it when they come in, but they're really gorgeous. I like them very, very much.
Now, what's coming up in November, I believe?
Oh, TeslaCon.
Yeah, fill us in on that.
TeslaCon is the definitive convention for steampunk. And for those of you that don't know what steampunk is a fantasy fiction genre that harkens to Jules Verne, H.G. Wells. For those of you that are movie fans, which I assume you are if you're watching this, you would be talking about things like League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, Wild Wild West, The Golden Compass, those kind of movies. Those are all steampunk. Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus is a big one. So you're talking about a fantasy world predicated on Victorian clothing, Victorian mores, but futuristic technology.
Or if you're a fan of role-playing games, the Deadlands game is very, very steampunk-oriented.
It's interesting to me that this particular convention is probably the best immersion experience I've ever gone to. Last year we were on an airship, and you could walk through the halls and you could hear the airship actually rumbling. You could hear the engine.
Ooh.
And people had passports that were stamped, and this year I understand it's even bigger. We have we're going to be at, let's see, let me think, the hotel off of John Nolan, Sheridan, and they are going to have it's 20,000 Leagues Under the Aether. So this time
would that be the subatomic ether that permeates the universe?
We are going to be underwater, and we are going to be traveling the world. We're going to be in Egypt and China and all over the place. There's going to be a mummy that they're going to actually unwrap.
Ooh.
And there's...
So that was a big thing in Victorian times, where you get these people that would buy mummies through various and sundry means, and not all of which I think were legal, and they would have these unwrapping parties.
Well, you're going to find this to be an amazing experience. And immersion is different than role-playing because you live it for the whole time that you're there, and everybody does. I always have a vendor booth at steampunk conventions when I can get to them. And this one is going to be set up as portholes. You're going to see outside, and you're going to be able to see the fish moving. And so it should be quite a fun event for me, too. When I go to this particular event, I go as a gentleman's haberdashery. So I have hats, I have really gorgeous clothing for men. I feel like my guys sometimes get left out. So,
well, actually, some friends of mine were here in the fairly recent past, and they had an absolute blast.
We like to play dress up here.
It's a wonderful little store. And again, people can check it out in the Westgate Mall. Do you have a website for Ravenworks?
It's at ravenworksip.com, like Indiana Pacific, because Ravenworks was already taken. So it's ravenworksip.com. You can write to me at ravenworksip at yahoo.com.
And again, you're on Facebook also.
Yes, I am. Ravenworks at Westgate. And it's the word AT, not the @ sign.
Yeah.
So Ravenworks at Westgate. That's how people find us, actually, and follow us around. And we do events year-round. We do all sorts of bizarre things. My last 3 years, we did a full-scale miniature Renaissance fair on a weekend in the wintertime, and we had a blast. What we're working on now, the next event for us, is going to be a living history event. That's going to take me a while to put on.
I get to be Tarzan.
Well, the plan is to have a time machine that you will
I do have a sonic screwdriver.
And when you get on the other side of the time machine, depending on what door you go through, you'll come out into various and sundry different time periods.
Very nice.
And they'll be interactive. For
Well, that sounds like
example,
fun.
you might be able to find Lincoln doing the Gettysburg Address, and you might go back through the door and come out, and you might find Napoleon at Waterloo. Who knows? We have no idea yet what we're going to do, but we're going to try and have as many reenactment groups as we can and do some really appropriately historical
that sounds
events.
far out crazy.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, that sounds like it'll be fun.
And I have to go.
All right. Well, actually, I think we're about ready to wind up here. So,
Well, thank you, Raven.
Thank you for having us.
Well,
Yeah, thank you for letting us
check her out.
terrorize your customers.
Check out all the great stuff she's got here at Ravenworks in the Westgate Mall, Madison, Wisconsin, on Whitney Way.
Thank you very much. And I want you to know that poor woman was stuck in there because she saw that green hair of yours.
I know, I can't do a thing with it sometimes in
It is
this
so
weather.
cute.